Today I am discussing some more things that you should know before getting into IT. And this video specifically is going to relate to learning operating systems. And there are quite a few out there. So, if you want to get into IT, you really need to have a broad spectrum of operating systems. And a lot of times, if you're getting a new job, you're really going to know what the environment you're going to get into before you either apply for that job or when you're doing your interview process. But here are the operating systems right now in 2016 that you should know. And I'm going to start, honestly, and I hate saying this. I really, really, really hate saying this. But you should probably know how Windows XP works. There are still businesses out there that run Windows XP, and it's so painful because it's 2016 and that operating system's like 15 years old. People need to get away from XP. But you should know the structure of that operating system because that is basically, that is like the bread and butter of the way that Microsoft and their operating systems work, because XP was like the best operating system at the time that came out, and there's a lot to learn there about structure. So I know it's painful, I know it sucks, but download Windows XP, install it, and learn where the file system is. Learn how, when you were installing a program, exactly the path where these programs go, where the temp data goes. Learn the different customizations of Windows XP. These are just some basic things, but I promise it's kind of beneficial, and just going all the way back to XP and learning some of these things will help you as you go further. So, learn Windows XP. I'm sorry. It kills me to say that. Anyway, moving on, you don't have to worry about Vista. Nobody uses Vista. That was garbage. Anyway, Windows 7. Everybody almost is pretty much in a business environment using Windows 7. Windows 7 is awesome. It's probably my favorite operating system that's out, and I like it more than Windows 8, Windows 10. Windows 7 is the stuff. And in most business environments, that's pretty much what they are running now. So again, what you're going to learn or need to learn with Windows 7 is when you're installing a program, where these programs actually go, where the app data folder is, where your program data folder is, and all the other temp stuff where that gets placed. So a lot of times, businesses are now moving forward with 64-bit operating systems. So if you don't know what that is, you should probably check out what a 32-bit operating system is and what a 64-bit operating system is. So when you are in an environment that's running 64-bit, you are going to have a few different things in your C drive, and you're going to have this listed in your C drive of different files and stuff, and you'll notice the difference. I'm going to not tell you what that is because you're going to have to look and see what those differences are. So anyway, really understanding the file structure, where all your programs and where all that stuff gets installed, that is important to know. When you are troubleshooting different programs, you're going to need to know where the program data folder is, because sometimes you have to clear stuff out of there and you need to clear out temp files. So just knowing where that stuff exists is a good thing. And of course, you're going to obviously go in the registry. That's something that I probably should have mentioned with Windows XP. Learning the registry and the different keys and how all that stuff works is definitely very, very important. So that really falls into place with learning operating systems, because that's part of the operating system. The registry is part of your operating system, and learn that. So go to your start menu and right away type in regedit. Don't mess with anything yet. Just kind of learn how that structure works. Because when, again, you're troubleshooting a program, sometimes you have to go on the registry and change a key. This is something that you'll need to know, at least how to get to the registry to edit things, right? All right, I hope we're still on the same path here. You guys are following. Next thing is Event Viewer. And this is something that we use quite frequently, especially, again, when troubleshooting issues. Event Viewer is huge because it can tell you a lot of the errors that you are getting, of course, in different programs, or maybe your operating system is completely haywire. But it really gives you a lot of information that can help you dig deeper into the root cause of an error. So, again, open up your event viewer, just get familiar with this stuff. Just have a nice visual of it, dive through there a little bit. You're not really going to understand a lot of it if you're new to that, but at least know where these things exist. It's very, 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 very important. I can't say very enough because it's just important. So there's a lot of things, even more so with Windows 7, that you should learn, and that's of course with the customizations and stuff like that. But these are some of the things that you really should keep an eye on and at least know where they are, because you will dive into them at some point. So moving on from Windows 7, there's Windows 8. Not a lot of businesses are using Windows 8, so I'm not really going to say much about that. Obviously, learn at least how it looks, because it's completely different than Windows 7, and even like the control panel and stuff like that, the way that all works is completely different. They just went such a weird way with that. So you're really going to have to take time, sit down with Windows 8 and Windows 10. I'm going to compile those into two because they are very similar. And again, the control panel, the whole privacy settings and all that stuff, it's so weird to me, and I don't even like it yet. I run Windows 10 on my PC. I'm not happy with it, but I am learning it because it's something that I'm going to have to know how to use. Pretty much what I'm hearing nowadays, when we are getting ready to go away from Windows 7, Windows 10 is going to be the go-to operating system when we start cycling off of Windows 7. Everybody is pretty much going to skip Windows 8 because it wasn't that great. Yes, I rhymed. I'm sorry. But anyway, the next thing, learn Windows 10. Because 5 years from now, you are going to see a lot of businesses going to Windows 10. It's a pretty solid operating system, and it functions very well. So start learning that. If you haven't downloaded that already, if your computer has not forced you to install that yet, make sure you do that, and make sure you learn it. Again, there's a registry. There's a reg edit on there, so you can go into the registry there. You can go into the event viewer there. But what you're really going to want to really pay attention to on Windows 10 is your control panel and your settings and stuff in that area, because it's so different and it functions so much differently. I don't like it. But I promise you, learn Windows 10. It's going to be important in the future. So I hope this kind of answers a few questions about, some things that you should know getting into IT. It's very, very important that you learn the structure of operating systems, because this will greatly help you in the future. And I will be making another video on this where I actually dive deeper into the things about the operating systems that you should know, and we'll do a little bit hands-on so you can actually see in the video here what I'm doing and why it's important to know these things. So stay tuned for that. That'll be coming out hopefully pretty soon here. And of course, as always, if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments below. I greatly love answering your questions. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day or night.